We got some rain earlier this week, but the drought is still ongoing. Amy, there's some programs to help livestock producers that have been encountering the drought.
Yeah, we've had several months where we've had some really dry conditions, and what that's done is it's put us in eligibility for something called the Livestock Forage Disaster Program. This is going to sound really familiar to people. We had a lot of counties eligible for this in 2018, so I think a lot of people are going to be familiar with it, but it's important to kind of brush up on the basics again. First of all, just making sure that your county is one of the ones that are eligible. I mean, we've had the Mesonet maps showing where we've been in terms of D1 to D3, even D4 drought in some of our counties. So you can contact your local FSA office to find out if that county is eligible for this LFP program.
What are some of the requirements as far as how strong the drought has been, and what those requirements are for the individual livestock owner?
Yeah, that's a really good point. So it's going to vary. What the payment levels are going to vary depending on how severe the drought has been and how prolonged it has been in that particular county. So we have what we call payment months on this program. So if you have been in a relatively shorter, less severe drought, you would only get one payment month in that county. That's true of some of our northern counties, some of our counties moving a little further into the central area of the state. However, if you've been in a really prolonged D3 drought situation, you're going to get more payment months. And that's really designed to reflect the damage that's been done to your grazing and how much assistance you might need to offset the market consequences for you having to sell livestock early because of those conditions.
And to process that, who do they need to contact?
So they need to contact their local FSA office, and they're going to ask a couple of questions. First, have you filed your grazing report? Making sure that that's annually in place. Another thing is that you have to have owned the cattle for at least 30 to 60 days prior to the time they had to be sold. So this is usually not a problem for a lot of our producers at this time of year here in Oklahoma, but it's just good to remember that it's an ownership situation for the cattle. The other important thing to remember is you can own the land or you can cash rent the land and still be eligible for this program. And then of course just having some evidence that the cattle were actually sold.
This is one of the many programs going on here in 2020. Where are we with, say, the CFAP2 program?
So CFAP2 is ongoing. This is a separate program with separate requirements dealing with a separate disaster situation. So until December 11th, CFAP2 applications are still being accepted. Cattle producers are eligible for that for their non-breeding stock that were in inventory up until August 30th.
So you have, if someone is impacted by this, they obviously need to contact the FSA office, but then you also have some literature and some things available for producers.
We do. So we have a fact sheet online. It does cover those eligibility requirements you mentioned, and then talks a little bit more about the kinds of livestock that are eligible for this program.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Dr. Amy Hagerman. And for more information on that, go to our website, sunup.okstate.edu.